I know absolutely nothing about this situation other than it really does reinforce, and maybe this is just me being biased or anything like that, but once again, it just continues to play out, kind of like the James O'Keefe Project Veritas situation. You need to gatekeep your institutions. You got the Westchester Country Club that charges $170,000 initiation fee. Who the hell cares, man? Charge whatever the heck you want for a country club. And yeah, if behind the scenes you guys are just wanging and banging and just slanging that thing out there, fantastic. If these are just all consensual adults doing a bunch of goofy stuff behind the scenes, go for it, man. You want to engage in all of the debauchery and you got a place to do it, that's fantastic. But this is why you need to gatekeep this stuff. A top female squash coach, I'm already suspect on this. Because I've seen high-level squash played out before, and a top female? Oh, come on now. Now I know you're lying. But I don't know what her claims are. I don't know what this is stemming from. And what the members are doing, what does that have to do with any of your claims? This is why, man, you gotta keep to the traditions that worked, the membership sacred. It's that meme played out over and over again. You got somebody coming in that wants to engage in a game that everybody's loving and enjoying. Hey, can I come play? Sure. What's the rules? I don't like those rules. We need to change those rules. No. We like these rules. Shut up, you bigot. This is what you get. Start inviting in outsiders. And then they want to start changing stuff. And then it's like, no, we're actually fine over here. And then they'll just start crying racism, sexism, bigotry, misogyny. And then when it's all said and done, the place that everybody was having fun just becomes radioactive and gets shut down. It was $170,000 to join. It's a pretty exclusive club. You got brought in as a coach. You probably weren't doing your job appropriately. You got shown the door. You knew that everybody there had deep pockets. So now you're just trying to burn the whole thing down. That's just my assumption. Like I said, I know nothing about this story. Again, maybe it's just my bias being confirmed. I don't know anything going into this, but we will rectify that now. An exclusive New York country club fired its head squash coach after she made allegations that a staffer was raped by a prominent member and other members were using the club to have rendezvous with prostitutes, a new lawsuit claims. Okay, can anybody spot the red flag in that? Okay, head squash coach was fired because something bad happened to somebody else. Where's the paperwork for the bad thing that happened to the other person? Why are you having to use that as justification for you being fired? Just wondering. Natalie Granger, 45. That makes sense as well, because if she was hot and single, she wouldn't have a problem with this, because I already don't buy the premise of this lawsuit to begin with. Again, there would be documentation to follow all of this stuff up, but this is just the lady who cries misogyny. Like, come on. One of the most famous squash players in the world. I'll take your word for it. But again, squash, like tennis, is a very high-speed, fast-twitch sport, and there's a big difference between top men and top women in these sports. And how can you be a top player at 45 years old? Like, come on now. I think somebody's embellishing their accomplishments. Says in the suit that a member of the club admitted to paying a female member of staff not for squash. No, they were squashing. Just a different type of squash. That's what you meant to say. The same worker said she had been by the member, but she got paid. Sounds like it was consensual until somebody retracted consent. Even if you're alleging that, but again, where's the accusation from said individual? In the complaint, which was filed Wednesday in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Oh yes, just going to the most litigious jurisdictions in the country. Makes a lot of sense. Granger said that instead of investigating the incident, she was fired from her $145,000 per year job. I guess that's why she was mad, because the initiation fee was higher than her yearly salary. Top coach, huh? And I got doubts. According to the suit, the club charges $170,000 initiation fee, then nearly dues of $15,000. Well, sounds like a nice place. Known for its 2 championship golf courses and beach club along the Long Island Sound, as well as a family-oriented reputation. Well, yeah, there's probably a lot of generational wealth there. The defendants named in the suit, the club itself, Mark Christiana, the board president, and Tom Nevin, the former club manager. Oh, not a member of staff or somebody at the club who would have done the deed, but instead you go right to the top, the people in control of the purse strings. Okay. who is now the manager of the club of a club in South Carolina. Which is probably just as prestigious, if we're being completely honest. Oh, she was a top-ranked squash player in 2003. Yeah, that's been a minute. You're talking 20 years ago. But yes, ooh, there's the villains. Of course they are. Of course they are. Granger says as soon as she was hired in 2018, she learned that one of her direct reports was having a sexual relationship with a member. Yeah, if it's family-oriented. Oh, it turns out that it was his wife. The club's bylaws forbid fraternizing between staff and members. Oh no. But you kept your mouth shut for that. But you're telling me you had no problem with all of this debauchery dating back 5 years? But then after you get fired, now all of a sudden you come through with just one allegation? Come on. In 2021, she found out something similar involving a different member of a different squash coach. Oh yes. Objection hearsay, Your Honor. The member is referred to as being a virtual fixture around the squash facility during that time. Yo, and these squash guys, those racquetball players, they are persistent. Like, there was a racquetballer in a squash court at one of the gyms that I used to go to, and it was the same group of people every single day. It was like, okay, all of the bodybuilders would show up at the exact same time. All of the squash people would show up at the exact same time. They are persistent. They're making a bunch of lofty assumptions here that, oh, it was just there all the time. Like, yeah, and again, like squash and racquetball, all of that stuff, that's a wealthy man's sport too. So yeah, it's probably just some old guy buying box. Like, okay, ooh, big shock, woo! Thanks to the affair, Granger said that the staffer's work performance suffered. Well, I guess we know the ethnicity of the squash player. She was walking like she used to ride a horse to work. She says that the coach would not charge the member for her time spent with him while on the job. Okay, so somebody was getting something out of this. Like, what are we doing here? This is just gossip, the lawsuit. A few months after discovering that affair, Granger, a native of Manchester, England, he should have fucking stayed there, said that she discovered a series of text messages that saw members post pictures of women that they had picked out for fun. Oh my god. Guys exchanging a bunch of girls that they bang. Oh my god. It's almost like she just discovered this thing called locker room talk that guys have all the fucking time. Wow. There was a point in time, not that long ago, where clubs like this, clubhouses, golf clubs, they were exclusively male-only spaces. And those male-only spaces, like your Shriners, your stonemasons, don't even have to go up and say the Illuminati or anything like that. The Elks Club, the Legion, there used to be male spaces where they would openly have these hilarious conversations. And they would just shoot the shit. But then they started to get infiltrated by females, care of simps. It's like, no, dude, you know what? Oh my god, we're having such a great time. Just shout out Patrice O'Neill for this hilarious reference. And I'm just going to co-opt it a little bit. But it's one of these blue-pilled simps that are sitting around a table. It's like, oh guys, oh, we're having such a funny time. Oh my god, everybody around here, we're all just so funny, man. But you know who else is funny? Susan. Oh my god, that bitch, oh, she just busts balls like nobody else. Nobody has ever fucking said that. They always just end up backdooring. There's always going to be some henpecked bitch at the table. It's like, well, my wife would really like to come too. Then you curtail your membership policy to that one blue-pilled bitch. And this is where you end up. Just a bunch of hearsay and gossip. And, oh, I thought I heard somebody got the big grape on him. It's like, yeah, if that happened, go to the police. That is horrible. That is a crime. You're just trying to work it into why you lost your job 20 years after you were relevant on the scene. The suit alleges that the women pictured in their thread were sex workers. Okay, cool. Well, it was 2021. It could have just been link trees to OnlyFans accounts. Like, what the fuck? The text messages had been sent to a woman who worked for Granger. So what, was she the madam? What? In the complaint, Granger said that she sent an email to management complaining that at least one member engaged in sexting. What a fucking Karen. Along with other members, including one bizarre instance of a trail of messages showing pictures of 3 call girls picked out one by one for members of the evening's fun. Yeah, okay. Does anybody remember Goodfellas? Friday nights are for the wives and Saturdays are for the girlfriends. It's like, yeah. all of these old guys that are at these country clubs, they all buy box. They all have escorts. Like, they all have sugar babies. Is this shocking? Like, bitch, you grew up in these fucking circles. You knew all about these guys with side pieces that are out there. Why is this a federal lawsuit? Unfucking believable. A week after that email was sent, Christiana and Nevin demanded Granger resign because they had lost faith in her. Yeah, fair enough. A week after when she resisted, the pair threatened to fire her for cause, Granger alleges. Yeah, fair enough. She shot back and alleged that cause was because she complained about serious issues of sexual harassment at the club. Text messages between guys. Okay. Because let's just run back all of her allegations. There were text messages and there were conversations being had between members in the club about broads they were fucking. Then you had to ratchet up your claims that, oh my god, there was somebody there that I think maybe potentially worked there at one point in time, and there was grape involved, I think, maybe potentially. I don't know, but that makes my claim stronger, right? At one point, Granger said that an employee's sister had contacted her and said that she felt as though the woman had been drugged. Oh my god, this is your claim. An employee's sister contacted her, and thought that she was drugged by a member of the club while at a bar. The lawsuit says Granger rushed over to the employee's home to take care of her. I've got doubts that this even happened. There's a different employee who said that she was sexually assaulted by a different board member while at his home. Again, back it up. After making her concerns known to various board members, was this before or after she got fired? Granger said that she was let go in March of 2022. Well, there's the answer. They're like, listen, you're just making up rumors, okay? You're just being a trifling bitch, and we're just going to let you go. How about that? Following her firing, a board member's wife informed Granger about another that occurred involving an employee whose sister had said she was drunk. Wow, it's all of these sisters and secondhand information that's being alleged. Any police reports? Anything like that, because it just all seems like inflammatory nonsense, really. In a statement released through her attorneys, Granger said that she was shocked when she discovered the behavior and that she was fired because she chose to stand up for myself and for other women. Yes, you're an ally. I hope this lawsuit will help all who had endured this kind of discrimination and bring change to the culture at the Westchester Country Club. See, guys, just let Sally in the club. What's the worst that could happen? And yeah, if all of these incidents are 100% true, then yeah, they should be investigated and those people should be brought to justice. Or if you're just trying to find justification to tear something out, or to tear down a well-established club because you're no longer allowed in, then, well, it's just following the same pattern that we've seen time and time and time and time again. So yeah, in today's day and age, especially in 2023 going forward, you need to gatekeep everything that you hold dear, because if given enough time, given enough rope, if there aren't enough like-minded individuals to keep a strong front out there, you're going to end up facing claims like this. As spurious, as nefarious, as nebulous as these are, they will be weaponized against you. It might be by some bitched up dude because he's bad with women and needs to stand up, and hopefully if he white knights hard enough, he can get a little piece of pussy, but it's never gonna fucking happen. There's no such thing as a pity fuck. Or if there's the woman that just, in Natalie Granger's words, I'm just here to stand up for myself and other women. It's a sisterhood uber alles. Fuck decades of tradition. Fuck that exclusive country club. She couldn't cash a check anymore. She couldn't get easy money because I don't think, squash coach jobs grow on trees. She's just trying to get hers on the way out. And she's trying to catch one final easy payday from these old crusty fucks. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.